John Lieberman, come on and give us some headlines from the Howard 100 newsroom. Here he is. JL.
John Lieberman was hired because he's Jewish.
All right, John.
Good morning. We begin this morning with breaking news. Does Scott the engineer play his son's band's music subtly from inside his studio?
Did you hear about this?
So passers-by will hear it and inquire as to what band it is.
Scott has a new intern.
Oh my God.
Her name is Rafia. How do you say her name? Rafia?
Rafia.
I call her Rafia.
No one knows how to say her name.
I think Rafia is the. She goes by Fiya, I believe.
Yeah, I'm going to call her Fiya. But Fiya, I see her every morning.
Yes.
She's Scott's new intern. There's always a problem with Scott's new interns because they get wise to him.
Right. They clue us in on what he's up to.
She was, she was on the intern show. So they were talking. And Fiya says, hey, it's really weird. Whenever I would go into Scott's studio, there'd be this weird music on, like this weird, really bizarre music. So she finally, I think, said, well, here she is on the intern show. This is what happened. This is Fiya, the intern. Talk about Scott. And Scott's now angry. You know what?
Why should he get angry?
I don't know.
He wants people to ask about the music.
This is exactly what he wants here. And by the way, to answer your question, John, yeah, I think he's playing it so that everyone will hear it and talk about it. And I think he's amped up the amount of play since I've become a judge on America's Got Talent. That's one theory.
The tension is so palpable in Scott's studio now when Scott is sitting there and the intern's sitting there. And Scott's angrier than I've ever seen him just in my short time here.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Somebody just came up to me and said that Scott really hasn't gotten along with his last 3 to 4 interns.
Really?
Yeah, Scott always has a problem with interns.
What is wrong with him?
I don't know. Interns are here just to sort of observe and kind of maybe help out.
A little bit.
I think Scott wants them doing his job.
But he doesn't have, why is he getting upset with them?
They don't work hard enough.
Well, it's now gone to the next level as well because Scott's son was so angry that I interviewed him yesterday, and he told us that the intern shouldn't worry about his music. She should just, quote, get his dad coffee like she's supposed to.
Why is Scott's son's music being played here anyway? I mean, I don't understand. Isn't he supposed to be working back there?
Well, there's a couple different issues. The other issue is that Fiya apparently on the wrap-up show also criticized Scott's son's band's music.
You can't do that?
And so he is now striking back and saying that she has no right to criticize
I'll straighten
his
this
music.
out. Here's Fiya on the intern show.
Oh my God. I walk into Scott's office and it's like, it's the same song every time. And it's just it sounds like a teenager just droning on with this awful, early 90s alternative rock line. And so I finally asked, it was like, yo, Scott, what are you listening to, man? And he's like, why? Why, do you like it? And I'm like, how do I answer this? Because no, and second, I get a feeling it's your son. And the last thing I want to do is offend you. So I'm just like, nah, it's okay. You've just been playing it for a couple days.
Yeah. Can you imagine? So, where's Fiya? I want to. And where's Scott?
And here's the other
Scott's got
thing.
to stop being a baby. If you're going to put your son's music on in the studio every day, you're leaving. First of all,
Get in there.
Hey, Fiya.
And here's what is bothering Scott the most as well. Our reporting found that Steve Brandano backed up Fiya's claims that Scott was playing his son's band's music. So Brandano yesterday on the news said, look, we're on to his trick. I was walking by to go to lunch. I heard the music start just as I started to walk by.
Why do you think he's doing that?
To introduce people to his music.
Fiya, I don't want you to have an uncomfortable situation with Scott, but really, what did you do that was wrong? You just said, hey, Scott always is playing his son's music in there.
Yeah, but just trying to step in Scott's shoes for a second. I think it was probably the personal attack on his son's music.
But you didn't like it.
Yeah, and we don't even know that it was his son's music,
Right.
really. Like, I have no idea.
Right. You're not looking to offend him, but you didn't do anything that wrong, really, in my opinion.
Did he not answer you when you asked what music it was?
He didn't answer me, and apparently I should have taken the hint that was never to be spoken of.
Boy.
Didn't get that
Wow.
hint.
Oh, dear.
You know, do me a favor. You said you're, in Scott's shoes. Get out of his shoes right now because
Before you get hit by lightning.
yeah, you could really have bad things happen to you. Are you out of his shoes now?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
good.
done.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, wait.
And you were
Scott,
forced to apologize as well.
Ew.
Scott, you're being a tool.
Oh my God! I wouldn't say I was forced to apologize. I did actually feel bad because I didn't mean to.
Scott, come clean.
anger anyone.
Why are you playing your?
Okay,
why
number
are you
one,
playing your
she has
son's
no
music?
idea what was playing.
Was it
okay?
your son's music?
Doesn't matter.
Answer. Yes, it
Yes
does.
or no?
Okay, if you want the truth, I was working while I was listening to something, which I always do anyway. So it was playing for a minute. Okay,
But don't you edit stuff? I mean, how do
I
you
wasn't
edit
doing
things?
any. I was doing the news where I had to go online and pull stuff for Robin, and that's what I was doing. It didn't matter what
you
I was
keep your
listening
son's
to.
music on during that time?
It was on that particular day. Do
Yeah.
I play it all the time? No, because he had just sent me some new stuff. He wanted my opinion.
I see.
Okay,
Can't you do that at home?
It was playing. Yeah, I can, but it was.
Why do you blast it here?
I don't blast it. Number one.
all right.
Number two, Brandano is a little fucking twerp who could keep his mouth shut because what I was doing when he walked by was playing music that I need to give to Fred. So any music I play, everybody assumes it's my son's music. Keep your fucking mouth shut. And know what you're
who should
talking
keep his
about.
mouth shut?
What?
Who should-
Brandano. I'm not going to get into it with an intern.
Right.
Because that's not right, and I won't say a word about what she said or what she did.
Right.
And I never forced her to say an apology. I never said a
But
word
she
to
did
her.
hear your son's music being played, and a
But
lot
she
of times
assumed it. She didn't know what it was.
Right.
Before she asked
She
me, and I
assumed
said
it was your son's music.
I said, "I'll worry about what's playing. You worry about what you got to do." I never.
Are you too emotional about your son's
I'm not
music?
emotional
What is
about it
going
at all.
on?
I'm not. Let her assume.
Of all the things,
Let
for you
her
to-
know what she's talking about. Let Brandano know what he's talking about
Steve,
because
do
he
you know
has
what
no
you're talking
fucking
about?
idea. I didn't
when
tell an
Scott
intern
doesn't
what she
say
can
what
say
he's
and what she
playing.
can't say. Okay.
Let me hear what Steve is
When
saying.
Scott doesn't say what he's playing, I assume that all of that stuff is.
But you never asked me what I was. He assumes, right?
Yeah,
he just said it. He
because
He
assumed.
said it, yes.
Okay.
Now-
I haven't played any of my son's music in like 3 years. Okay. So just don't assume anything. Find out what you're
Scott, I'm
talking about
responding
before
to
you
what
have to make
Fiya-
a fucking comment.
I'm responding
okay?
to what Fiya said on the intern
Well, she was
show.
wrong as well.
Okay, well now
Well, she
Fiya's
said
afraid
she's
to
right.
come on.
She assumed what I was playing.
Well, why
okay.
didn't you tell
She didn't
us
know
what
that
you
for
were
sure
playing?
before she went on and
What
made
is
a
she, the
comment.
FBI?
Well-
She said, I assume it's Scott's son's music.
And she asked you, and you wouldn't tell her.
Right.
So
Well,
all
that's
you had
my
to say was
prerogative.
it's stuff
Why
for
wouldn't
Fred.
you tell her?
I don't have to tell her what I'm doing at all. Okay. She asked me a question, and I said that she didn't have to worry about it.
Is that really nice to just like not? What are you embarrassed to say it's your son's music?
I'm not embarrassed.
Is it
no.
secret music?
No, it's not.
Why when
Obviously,
Fiya asks you?
obviously, everybody has a problem with me listening to something
If Fiya asks you about the music, why would you not answer her?
because I knew that was going to happen if I said that was my son's band. But she went on anyway and assumed it was.
Right.
Okay.
But she was right.
I didn't even assume it was. I was just
Sophia,
like,
you
this
all-
may or may not be, and I commented as.
Fiya, are you
though-
uncomfortable now going on the intern show because of Scott? Scott's like terrorizing you. Isn't
I didn't
he?
terrorize her. I didn't
You
say
are.
she had to apologize.
You're
Didn't
coming
say
up very strong.
No, I didn't.
Very
I didn't.
strong.
No, not to her.
Turns out she was right. It was
Not
your
to
son's.
her. I
but
didn't-
it was her. But it was your son's music. She's right.
But that's
And that's funny, and that's all she said on the intern show. So for you to get upset at her about this, and now she's upset with me saying, "Great, now Scott hates me, and now I'm worried about going on the show." That's effing up all of us, and it's just over what she was right about.
I didn't
that
tell
you're
her what
playing
she
your
could
son's
say and what
music.
she can't say.
Right, but you make her feel bad the next day about
You're making it feel
I didn't.
And there's way
I
worse
didn't rip
things that she
anybody.
could
She
say.
started. She decided that she ripped my son's music.
So
and
she didn't think it was that great. Big deal.
That's her opinion.
There
I
are
didn't
people
say
I
that
know
she
who
couldn't
hate the
say it.
Beatles.
I didn't say she couldn't say it.
Yeah, but you're carrying on like a loon.
Oh, I'm not carrying on at all.
Yes,
I
you
didn't
are.
say
Is
anything
he
to
talking-
anybody.
Is he acting differently toward you since you said that?
Lately, it has been back to normal, but of course, right as soon as we got back this week, it was
uncomfortable.
Sort of, yeah.
I didn't say anything to her about.
You don't have to say anything to make people.
I can make people uncomfortable by not saying.
Well, she made me uncomfortable by saying what she said.
Scott.
No.
Okay, so Scott.
Could you do me a
Scott.
favor?
Oh, Scott.
Stop playing your son's music.
I'm not playing my son's music. Okay.
Good.
I played it
then
for.
You won't be so sensitive to criticism.
Not sensitive.
About it.
Okay. He's sensitive.
I don't
too,
see you get this worked up about anything except this.
Bowling.
Okay.
Oh, bowling. Right. Thank you, John. Bowling and your son's music. If you didn't listen to your son's music here, no one could critique it.
Right. Okay.
Excuse me.
I don't play it, and it doesn't play 24/7 like everybody thinks it does.
Right. But
okay?
do me a favor. If it's going to upset you when people walk by listening to your son's music,
I don't want people to hear it. I didn't want people to hear it.
Well, people hear it.
It was 4:30. It was 4:30 in the morning.
Evidently, the rap is a lot of times you crank it up.
No,
so people
I
will hear
don't.
it.
I work on a lot of music for the show. I don't. No, I don't crank anything up. If I'm going to play my son's music, I'm going to close the door so nobody can hear it.
What do you need an intern for in the first place?
There's a lot of tasks that an intern has to do.
What do they do?
They do the record.
Fiya, what are you doing?
I press record on a CD player.
You can't press record?
No. I mean, there's stuff that's inconvenient for him to do that, like I can't do.
Right.
Check the DATs and stuff like that. So,
you're right.
All right. Let's chill.
You press the record button?
That record button has been a big problem.
Make sure it's record and not pause.
Gary, I need an intern. I'm tired of hitting the record button. I have better things to do. What does she do? Hit a record button?
Well, if that's what she says she does, I
learned
guess.
a lot from Scott. Yes.
Yeah.
Scott's look. This is the only thing that has happened between Scott and I that has been volatile.
Right.
Like beyond that, I feel like I can talk to him. If I ask him a question, he's got to fucking answer.
Can you learn from him?
I can learn from him.
Right.
And I'm sorry this all happened.
Right.
But it was just an observation that I made. I shouldn't have fucking made it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Fiya, it's fair to say when you're on the intern show, you feel like you want to come through with something. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel it was something that I had heard on the show before, so I didn't feel like it was personal information that I was putting out there. It's something that everybody knew.
It's no big deal. Scott shouldn't be listening to his son's music anyway. In fact, Fiya, I'm going to put you in charge of something, if you don't mind, if I assign you a task. And if it's unreasonable, you tell me. Okay. If you hear Scott's son's music again in there, would you report to me? Please.
See, the problem is she doesn't know what Scott's son's music is.
You should hear Scott's son's music. If you hear strange music back there, would you report
see,
to
that's
me?
the problem. Any music is, Brandano walked by, I was playing music yesterday. It was for Fred, so,
I'll do the best that I can.
Thank you. I mean...
You're welcome.
What... Was this the same day Scott erased my page? That you were listening to the music? Was it coincidentally?
No,
I feel so bad for Scott on this because he was actually trying to show me how to use Prophet, and
so
I guess he was kind of.
Oh, so you saw him commit?
This is how you don't do it.
You saw him commit the act?
Yes, but Scott, I'm sorry.
Next time he erases a page, would you please report that to me?
Oh,
so I can be prepared.
I'm going to show you how to erase every page.
Wow.
Perhaps you just need a panic button, and anytime something happens, you just
hit the button,
push it, and then
why don't we just leave a camera in there?
What's your Twitter name, Fiya? And am I saying your name right, Fiya? Is that a good?
Yeah,
way
my name is Rafia. People call me Fiya.
Rafia.
Yes.
What is that? African?
Is Muslim.
Muslim?
Yeah.
Your parents were Black Panthers?
My mother was Nation of.
Yeah.
My mother was Nation of Islam.
Oh, okay.
Was.
Yeah, my mother too, I think. That's why she kept me in a black neighborhood.
But it's big
Howard
black
is a Nation of Islam name. Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, Twitter, big black lesbian.
You're a big black lesbian? You're a lesbian?
Yes.
Is it true you're in love with Robin?
What?
Yeah, she has a big crush on you.
Oh, under the bus.
Nice.
What's the matter, Robin? You got a problem?
I don't have any problem, Scott.
Okay.
I'm not in love with Robin.
Right. But you're attracted to her.
Robin is a very attractive woman.
Well, you don't have to tell me that.
I don't know how something hasn't happened between the two of you already. I wouldn't be able to contain myself.
How do you know it hasn't?
Whoa.
How about a
There
nude
I go
photo
assuming
shoot?
shit again.
No kidding, huh?
My goodness.
I've heard other lesbian women say they're way into Robin.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't
Robin's
tell me.
Yeah. Well, listen, and she's a lover. She's very passionate when she's affectionate. Like you bust through that whole, kind of tough veneer.
Yep. It's a soft.
What is Robin's sexiest feature to you?
Robin's sexiest feature.
Yeah.
Huh. I think physically, I think her personality is.
Well, of coururse,
the
everyone knows
sexiest
that.
part of her.
It really isn't. There's something sexier, in my opinion.
I don't know about.
Were you thinking of buying her a Valentine's Day gift?
Oh, stop this, Howard.
I'm telling you.
It was suggested at one point.
What would you get her? What do you buy the woman who has everything? You can't get her another boat.
Right, there's some wind chimes.
Right.
Vegan chocolates, like
pajamas.
Maybe, yes.
Yeah.
Edible vegan pajamas.
You always have admirers every minute.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man.
Well, I do wish that Scott would stop making his interns uncomfortable. That's crazy.
Getting into Robin's panties ain't no easy trick. If you think it's going to be easy, it's not.
I think I have a leg up on some of the other people who've tried.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I have an intimate, knowledge of the way a woman works.
Oh.
I don't. Teach me. Forget her. If Robin gave you an hour, could you turn her?
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be done.
It'd be done. Done deal.
Done deal. I wouldn't even need the whole hour.
What would you need? 20 minutes?
15, 20 minutes.
Wow.
Done deal, pal.
You can spend the rest, relaxing, watching TV or something.
Good for you. You got a girlfriend or no?
Not at the moment.
Robin.
What?
Would you ever consider trying lesbianism?
No.
It's not your thing.
No.
Well, that's what they all say
That's what
before they
all
turn.
say.
You've seen them turn. You've taken straight women, so-called straight women, and turned them?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Robin would be easy.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
I put in the effort.
Robin, you're hurting my intern's feelings by not going off with her for 20 minutes and at least giving her a shot.
You've got a secret room back there. You can put that to use.
What do you do to someone like Robin to turn her? I mean, what would you do? What's your technique?
Oh, wow.
Now I'm getting uncomfortable.
Yeah. Fiya hasn't taken her eyes off of Robin this entire exchange.
Hey, who does?
I'm going to back up.
I put her in another room. I can't stand her sexuality. It's too much. Really, what do you do to, like, if it's not Robin, somebody, what do you do? I mean,
what do you do?
Special technique?
To turn someone? There's no real technique. It's just, you can tell whether the vibe is there, whether someone wants to sleep with you or not.
Do you think Robin's vibe is there?
I don't know Robin well enough. I only see Robin for 10 seconds a day. She comes in, does her thing, and I leave.
Right.
And
it's funny.
I don't know.
My whole life, in like 20 minutes, I can turn any woman against me. And yet you say in 20 minutes you can turn
20.
It could be like 5.
Yeah.
But you're saying if you were making love to Robin, she would be converted in 20 minutes. You're that good.
Yes.
Wow.
I can't guarantee that she would stay converted.
Right. But she'd go for it.
Yeah, as long as I was around, she'd be converted.
She's very confident.
Are you gentle with, let's say, a Robin? In other words, Robin goes in the room, she removes her clothes. Now Robin's on the bed, she's naked, laying there. Mm-hmm. You would be gentle with her in a way.
Yeah.
That's what it is, gentle.
Yeah.
And slowly Robin goes, oh, I'm so not into this. And then all of a sudden, oh, wait a second. That feels good.
Mm-hmm.
And this feels good. Mm-hmm. And then you start and then all of a sudden, she's into it.
Exactly. All of a sudden, she can't tell it's a woman who's touching her.
Right.
Like, you got her mouth on or whatever.
Right.
It's just a good feeling.
Robin, just close your eyes. The feeling's so what counts. Oh, Robin.
I always thought Fiya was so quiet.
And now she's got a lot to say, evidently, about you. Oh, yes, Robin, sweet Robin. Yes.
You're a beautiful woman, Robin.
Why, thank you.
Yes, she is. I would love to see you convert her.
Maybe we can make it happen.
What is this, a contest?
Take Robin for
It's an offer. It's not a contest. It's an opportunity.
Right, honey. It's an opportunity for you to feel good. What's wrong with that? What we need is more love in this world, not hate.
That's true. I agree with that.
That's right. Don't pass anything up. Anything that looks like love, grab it. Life is too short. Am I right, Fiya?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Grab it and hold on.
Hold on, baby.
I think that Fiya is a player.
Fiya, are you Gold Star?
No.
You're not?
No.
You been with dudes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
More like a Bronze Star.
You're a bronze star.
Yeah. Grape scratch and sniff or whatever.
Horrible experience with dudes?
No. Well, I've had some pretty good experiences
Really?
with dudes. I just think anybody can make you come, but you can't, but you can't be in a relationship with anyone.
Right. No, it's got to be that special someone.
Yeah.
Although Robin's not going to be easy to live with. She has her ways. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for real romance, you're going to have to put up with some, star behavior.
I'm looking for more. I'm looking for a sugar mama as well. So.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, she can do that. She can support. She's very generous.
I know this about her.
She
I'll
loves to.
pretend I'm not here. You two go ahead.
No. You are very generous, Robin. Very loving, very generous, very giving.
I'm not here. You can't talk to me.
You would be a lucky woman to seduce the likes of a Robin.
I know.
I know,
It
too.
would be a great honor.
Well, let's hope it happens. All right, Fiya. Fiya, are you feeling more comfortable about Scott?
Yes.
Because
yes,
I'm not.
Absolutely.
Could we get Scott out of here?
It's like, who's going to make love to me? Everyone's hooking up but me. Again, I'm odd man out. All right, Fiya, carry on.
Take care.
All right. That's Fiya the Intern. Wow. You're just a temptress.
That is, that's a surprise.
That's breaking news
That's how you break a story.
right there.
That's right.
That's a surprise.
Is Scott still over there? Did
No.
I feel like
no.
everyone's into you in like
Oh,
some
stop it.
weird way. Like everyone has a
Why do
little
you
thing
think
for
that?
you. I don't know. See the way people look at you. Every minute with you. You're trying to be professional and all. You walk around, you tease
yes,
everyone.
Right.
You're magical, aren't you? In a way, you are.
I am.
Yeah.
I am magic.
You're magic. You're sweet, sweet magic. Good for you, Robin. Isn't that a beautiful compliment, though, when someone's into you? Who cares, man or woman?
Certainly.
You're blushing.
Well, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't know. No one finds me that hot.
Oh, stop it.
You've
had people throwing themselves at you.
That's true. You should see who they are. You wouldn't want the people who throw themselves at me. Those are people throwing things at me, not throwing themselves at me.
No.
Yeah. Boy, you clammed up when Fiya was professing her interest in you.
I didn't clam up.
You got very uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable.
Wow, that was
great. It was
great.
as uncomfortable as any other time that you're sort of put on the spot. Why?
Bring her back in here. I love that.
You like that?
Oh, I loved it.
I wish we had a live feed from inside Scott's studio right now to see exactly.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's silent.
I've been, it's been, I say hello to her every morning and smile, and I see her in the coffee room and talk to her for a second or two.
Right.
Now I'm going to feel weird, I think.
Yeah. You're a piece of meat.
Hi.
Things took a rather erotic twist in there, didn't they?
Yeah, it was very unexpected in there. I don't know. Like, we'll see what happens with me and Robin after the show. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here.
I was going to ask you about the tension between you and Scott, but now do you fear there's going to be some tension, some sexual tension between you and Robin in the hallways or otherwise?
No. I mean, Robin understands it's all in good fun. I'm not creepy. I'm not going to be like stalking Robin at her house or whatever. It's just like, it'll be the same as it always was. Like, hi and bye.
You said your piece, and now it's just time to go back to business.
Pretty much.
Unless, of course, she
Unless, of
comes
course,
around.
we're alone in a room somewhere and nobody's watching. We'll see. Anything can happen. Keep your eyes on the security cameras. You might catch something good.
Now, concerning the controversy with you and your supervisor over there, as the tension you said has begun to dissolve before today a little bit, it's gotten back to normal.
Right.
What have you learned, though, from this experience? Did you feel that you were in the wrong at all, or do you think Scott sort of took it the wrong way and ran with it?
I feel like it was a combination of both. I mean, it's being someone who has performed in front of people and has recorded and gone to see friends record. Like, I should have been more sensitive to the circumstance. I should have paid closer attention to what I was saying, and I should have been more sure of what I was saying. And I understand that. I understand where he's coming from. In a way that I didn't when I was saying it. So.
Before this controversy, what was it like to work for Scott? Because Howard alluded to the fact that there have been problems with other interns in the past, especially recently.
Before this, and even through it, I've liked working with Scott. I think he's a funny dude. I like hanging out in here, and I mean, he seems to have a pretty good confidence that I can do the tasks that he's assigned me. So, I mean, whatever.
Can you get back to that point after today?
That's largely dependent on Scott. You know, I mean, that depends. Once you feel like somebody's throwing you under the bus, you know, it's like I've done what I can do up to this point. Like, I've apologized, and I meant it.
Right.
You know, and so, I mean, that just really depends on how Scott feels about me going forward.
Thank you, Fiya, and quite the on-air debut today. Nice job.
Thank you.
Not
Scott,
necessarily in love with Benji, but clearly
can you
he
move
has a
forward
strong
from this
emotional
with Fiya
attachment,
and
emotional
coexist in
enough to take
a
sticky note,
intern
like
supervisor role?
RIP,
Oh, sure.
and put it on Benji's.
But you're clearly hurt by the circumstances and what unfolded.
And we have that photo, which we can tweet out.
You might say that.
Just, it's
Annoyed
very
is more the
eye-opening
word.
into the psyche of
What really
Lisa G.
tweaked you
She is
about
very
Brandano's approach and his
emotionally
comments on the
attached to
matter?
He didn't know what he was talking
Had
about.
to be taken off this story.
Again, he thought
she's like putting rest
he
in
just,
peace next
you
to
know,
his picture. I mean,
figured that, you know, why
she
not
cares
throw
that
Scott under
much.
the bus?
You were quick to attack him as a person, calling him a little twerp. And
He is
other
a little
things.
twerp.
What? This speaks to the fact that you've had past problems with
No,
Steve.
he's just a little twerp for commenting on shit that he shouldn't comment on.
Yeah.
Because the other day,
Well, he is.
Stay out of it.
He is the leader of the intern show. I mean, he is the host.
So,
Isn't it
that
sort of his
doesn't mean
job
he should
to tee
comment
up?
on me.
Well, isn't it sort of his job?
He doesn't have to comment on me and things that he didn't know what he's talking about.
Well, you clammed up when Fiya was professing
Just seems like
interest in you.
the assumptions were made, but these weren't large, offensive assumptions. They were they were little observances that
They were wrong.
and you had the ability to defend that.
Well, I did.
Oh, I loved it.
So,
I wish we had a live feed from inside
In a
the
very
Scott
angry
studio
way.
right now to see.
am I angry
exactly.
because
I guarantee
he had
it's
opened his
silent.
mouth where he didn't need to get involved?
I say hello to her every morning.
He wants to say that on the intern show. Let him go fucking say it on the intern show.
Man.
He didn't have to get involved
No,
and be wrong about it as well.
Yeah.
So
You're a piece of meat.
You mess with the engineer, you're going to get the headphones.
that's right.
That's what they say.
That's right.
In Lisa's defense,
I have to go
briefly,
bowling
she
now.
genuinely
Is this a classic case of Scott trying to bully his way out of a predicament?
Yes, and it's also a thing we've seen with Scott so many times. He acts aloof, or like he won't tell her that it's his son's thing, and then it comes up on the air, and then he comes clean with everything. He's done it with the news stories over and over again. So we've seen it before, and yes, this is classic Scott.
The issue that was sort of touched on is also revolves around the fact that Scott's strategically playing this music at select times. What goes on back here?
Well, that's Rafia's theory about he's playing it waiting for people to go, oh, what is this? And then he goes, oh, it's my son's band. I paid attention to her saying that, and all I can say is the next day when we went to lunch, there was no music. I walked by Scott's studio, and in JD and John, and suddenly music was blasting out of it. So he claims that stuff for Fred, fine, but just going off of her theory, I can only believe that it matches up. You know, there was no music playing, we walk by, music starts playing, we ignored it like anybody else would.
Do you believe Scott's attempting some sort of subliminal move to get you to really like this music? It's get it kind of
Absolutely. That's Fia's theory, is that he's going to play it until it's online sweetheart, which by the way it's not.
That says a lot.
And you can judge what I mean from there.
Because I saw a subliminal move work once on Saved by the Bell, so I assume it works in real life.
Yes, it does, and we all think that Zach Morris is a hunk now.
It was on a Beau Revere tape, cassette
All right,
tape.
you don't have to show off, Greg. Who's on camera right now? You want me to take that thing?
Yeah.
You want me to?
Steve, one question.
Yeah.
No follow-up. Is Scott an asshole?
He's acting like one right now.
Thank you.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
No follow-up needed. No.
Or desired.
Yeah. Steve, I'm going to ask a question that we all know the answer to. In fact, I may even answer it myself. You know what? I'm just going to go ask it in my desk. I don't even need you.
Yes?
Robin,
What?
the love for you has now reached female interns. Has to be flattering nonetheless, even though you're not.
It's always flattering to be admired or desired by anyone, isn't it?
Of course.
Even if you got an overture from a guy, you'd be flattered, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I have had that experience with Joey Boots that time.
Oh, that's right.
But I found it, at first I was flattered, but then I don't know, it didn't.
He tried to take it a little further.
Yeah, but this seems more of a cute type of flattery because she's younger and she's an intern.
Yes.
How awkward do you think it'll be around here, though? I mean, I could see, it was palpable in there. You couldn't look at her and she was staring at you.
Well, I couldn't see her staring at me.
Because you chose not to. You didn't even look in her direction. I could see.
Well, again, when you're put on the spot like that and everybody's looking at you for a reaction, it is a little difficult.
But if that were a male suitor...
Like that hasn't happened.
Do you think you would have been able to look at them and look them in the eye, or are you always that
No,
shy?
I remember Joe Frazier singing to me. That was awkward. I remember Clarence Clemens. That was awkward.
I think we're just realizing what a hot commodity you are.
Better late than never.
Thank you, Rose.